Welcome to Show and Tell Saturdays on Tea Time with Afternoon Social. Join me as we hear from my guest for the week as she tells us about her business, products, services, podcasts, and other fun stuff. Grab your favorite cup of tea. It's party time.
Good afternoon and welcome to Show and Tell Saturdays. I'm Teresa Lauterbach, your host here with Tea Time with Afternoon Social. And our guest is Tonia Winchester. Hello, Tanya.
Hi.
She's been with us this weekend, discussing all over healing from the insomnia. We had a fun talk yesterday about dancing. So go back and check those videos out if you missed those. And Tanya is a naturopathic doctor, a mind healing body coach, and author, a podcast host, and featured guest on several podcasts and shows. And today she's going to tell us a little bit more about her book and her program and her new podcast that she has out. So her book is titled Through The Insomnia Cycle, How to Sleep Deeply, Wake Rested, and Enjoy Happy Energized Days. So Tanya, could you tell us a little bit more about your book and your practice and all the good stuff going on?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So the book was this culmination point of several things that I'd been working on and really trying to connect the dots for myself and also for the people that I work with, my patients and my clients, where I know that health is possible when certain good habits are in place. And what I was seeing and finding is those good habits are often really hard for people to start or to maintain. And I got really curious about why those things were hard, because really when you look at them on paper, it's not hard to cook and eat broccoli. It's not hard to turn out the light at 10 p.m. It's not hard to get ample water inside your body every day. But it's this internal decision inside that makes it hard. And what I discovered is often at the root of that decision-making place where we're choosing to either not make the good habits or actively choosing less than optimal habits, often at the root of that decision-making place is some sort of belief system that we likely put in place when we were very young before we knew any better or any different. But that core sort of belief structure often has to do with personal worthiness, personal value, personal lovability, where people might believe that they're not those things. They're not valuable, they're not worthy, they're not lovable. And because of these these are unconscious, they don't know that they think these things about themselves or believe these things. Unconsciously though, that tape is playing out, and what that means is because our unconscious mind drives our behaviors, the behaviors have to match that belief. So if someone says, I'm not worthy of being well, they're going to engage in habits that are going to keep them unwell or avoid habits that might allow them to go into wellness. So sort of a culmination of a lot of think tanky exploration, individual lab experiments with specific clients and patients, coming to this point of like, wow, I can actually use tools that come out of a body of knowledge called neurolinguistic programming to change those beliefs inside people so that they do wake up in the morning saying, yes, it is important for me to take care of myself and I can do it. I'm worthy of doing that. I want to do it and I'm willing. And allow them then to access the tools of naturopathic medicine, which is a lifestyle medicine, to change their habits, to reach their health outcomes. And all that's well and good. Health is awesome. And we don't do health just for the sake of it. Most likely, if we really start to kind of dig down and question, when I ask people, why is health important to you? They're going to say something other than just health. So it's their relationships. They want to have, deep and intimate and committed relationships. They want to have lots of fun in their lives. They want to have adventures in their lives. They want to make an impact. And they need their physical wellness, their mental, emotional wellness to be able to do those things. So I really see now that health is a vehicle that drives us to the things in life that light us up. So the book is sort of this culmination of all of these things and how and how we as individuals can make different choices for ourselves, how we can start to identify some of those deeper root causes of what might be causing us to choose unhelpful habits. The book, Through The Insomnia Cycle, as you mentioned, the subtitle is How to Sleep Deeply, Wake Rested, and Enjoy Happy Energized Days, was originally titled Smiling in the Shower. And this title came out of an email that I got from one of my early adopter clients. And so she was a patient for a long time, and she would come into my naturopathic office, and maybe once a month or once a quarter, we would sort of, lay out where she was at, what she was wanting. She kind of would share the same stresses over and over again. So it felt like we were having the same conversation. Mm-hmm. And we weren't really making progress. We weren't getting her to where she wanted to be. And so when she learned about my new tools and strategies and process that I take people through, she became a client. And about 4 sessions into our process, she sends me this email and she says, she goes, by the way, my husband caught me smiling in the shower today. He said, honey, you never smile. And she said, I didn't know I was smiling. I was just so happy. And this moment landed so profoundly in my heart. This woman is a teacher. She's got 2 kiddos of her own. She's going to go out in her day with that spontaneous shower smile. Yeah. And she's going to make a difference in the lives of people around her just because she's had this internal shift inside. It was so powerful. And I was like, that's exactly what I want to help people do. I want to help people smile in the shower. And what I realized is, while it's a cute title and a cute story, it's not something that people are looking for, right? They're not typing in, hey, how do I smile more in the shower? Because they may not even be aware that's a possibility, right? So I kind of rebranded it to really encompass what I call the insomnia cycle. I've also at other times in my career called it the burnout cycle, but essentially what it is there's daytime stress that in some people can ramp up to anxiety, which is going to disrupt the nervous system and create restless sleeps where people are either having trouble falling asleep, having trouble staying asleep, waking up too early in the morning, or just not getting into the deep, restorative, rejuvenative levels of sleep. So then they wake up tired, they wake up and they're going to be irritable to the people around them, short, testy, grumpy. It's going to deplete their tolerance for stress, and the cycle continues. So really the book is how we can get people out of that cycle and move them towards the health outcomes that they really want.
Fantastic. Now you have a coaching program and a podcast, so I'll highlight a little bit about each of those.
Sure. Yes, so the coaching program is called A Breakthrough, and mind body healing, essentially what we're doing is using very specific language-based strategies where I'm able to kind of bypass someone's thinky mind and invite them to communicate directly with their own unconscious mind, where we get really cool answers and responses. And using these really gentle and safe and fast techniques, we can actually get emotions out of the body. We can get stresses from the past out of the body. We can get traumas out of the body. All that stuff is stored in the unconscious mind, in the body mind, the mind body, all the same thing in my head. And when we take those things out of the nervous system, we automatically go back into healing mode. It's like we're either in stress mode, fight or flight mode, or we're in healing mode. It's kind of like a light switch. So we take these things out of the body. That's the first phase. The next phase is reconnecting to good, positive things. People want peace, confidence, joy, energy, and we build those things into the neurology. And then we start thinking about the future, what it is they want to work towards and what habits they can create to meet a goal in the future. So that's the program. It's one-on-one, so I work with people on an individual basis. Okay. The podcast is called the Wonder With Me podcast, and it's the place where we turn little life moments into big life lessons, and where We believe that life is better when you ask better questions. Ultimately, it's all about leveraging the power of the unconscious mind to go back into healing mode so we can take care of ourselves in a way that's sustainable and allows us to take care of the people we care about and make the impact that we want to make in the world.
Fabulous. I haven't had a chance to listen to the podcast yet, but it sounds like there's a lot of great information in there. And first thing that kind of popped in my mind when you said you're asking questions, like we were talking yesterday about dance, I guess that would be one of the big questions. Do you want to dance with me?
Yes.
Maybe to do an episode of Do You Want to Dance With Me?
Yeah. And one example of this better questions thing. So, I used to, when I was physically like having health challenges, I would ask why, like, why is this happening to me? And the way that my brain works is I'm going to keep asking why until I get to a place where there's no further why. And so, why do I have a headache? Maybe I'm dehydrated. Why am I not getting enough water? Maybe I'm not thinking about it. Why am I not thinking about it? Because I'm not prioritizing myself and my self-care. Why am I not doing that? And then maybe we get down to one of those sort of worthiness beliefs as an example. So the question why gets us to the root cause. Eventually we'll get to the root cause. We ask why enough, we're going to get to some sort of root cause. The way out is a different question. If we want a solution, we need to actually start asking the question, for what purpose? For what purpose? What is the point of this? What is the benefit that's trying to be derived? What is the intention of this? That's where we start to get a solution. So maybe every time, this is a real life example from a client. So debilitating migraines since they were a child. The migraines, when they had a migraine, they got to shut themselves out in their room, have dark, have stillness, have quiet, everybody left them alone. The body, the unconscious mind, decided to create these migraines as a way of creating this little sanctuary. So when we healed the trauma from the pain of that abusive childhood that they were in, they didn't need to have that escape anymore. The migraines just disappeared. So for what purpose was to find solace and safety. And now without the thing they need solace and safety from, they don't need that symptom anymore. Sometimes we get this direct kind of shift where we clear the old reason, we clear the why, the thing goes away. Sometimes it's doesn't need to be that, let's say, dramatic, and we can kind of intellectually say, okay, well, how can you have that need, that purpose, that intention met in a different way that's more health promoting? So another example would be like maybe the person who like checks out at night and just Netflixes and Doritos and Skittles themselves into oblivion or whatever it is. I don't know. So maybe they're looking for comfort. Maybe they're looking for some sort of escape. Maybe they're bored. They're trying to meet a need though by those behaviors. And how can we meet those needs in a way that is more helpful to the body and the mind?
Well, thank you so much. You've got a lot of great information, and I'm so glad that you've been able to join us this weekend. And as always, I'll have all her information in the comments under the show notes so that you can contact Tanya, especially if you're interested in getting her book and seeing what she has to say on her podcast. So is there one last thing that you'd like to leave us with us today and before we go?
I think circling back to the body, knowing how to heal, wanting to heal, and it can. We just need to sometimes change the circumstances and allow it to go back into healing mode.
That's right. And get out and dance.
Get out and dance, yeah.
So, well, thank you again, Tanya, for joining us this weekend. And as always, go back and check out all the videos that we've done the last couple of days. And hopefully we'll hear from Tanya again later on. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you. Bye.